In this video, I'm going to show you what small backwoods food plots do like this one and how it can really help your property. So this is a place, this was all frost seeded clover. We're going to come back and mow it in June. But this is on, I didn't personally plant this, but this is on a 24-acre property, only food plot on this property. We do have a really secluded ag field over here, and we have a couple more ag fields up here. But this small hunting plot, you base every stand on every property, you base off of where the food's at. So right here we have a nice small micro food plot. Over there we have a nice, probably acre or more agricultural field that's really secluded. And we got a bunch of agricultural fields over here. So always basing that, your stands and all of your habitat improvements from where that food is, because this really tells you where you need to put this food plot. All food defines the movement. And so, like I said, this was clover, and clover is really the best thing that'll grow in really secluded areas like this one, back in really thick woods. And so we're going to come back in here and mow this, like I said. But we had a stand up over here about 50 yards off of the food plot, not hunting directly on it. We have done that before, but last year we had a stand up over here and right next to this micro food plot, and I saw a bunch of bucks out of it, and I actually saw them come in here, grunted at some, they heard it, didn't come into shooting range, but this really defining the movement. But this will not hold deer. A micro food plot does not hold deer. These agricultural fields will, but this is a really good representation, because we have bedding from the left side, then they come here, this is their staging area right in here, where they can get a little bit of green food before they go out to their destination food source in the night. So they have their bedding, food plot, staging area. Since this is a micro food plot, it will not hold deer as a destination food plot. That's what this agricultural field does, is that this is the destination. We see a bunch of deer out here in the night, and we see most of the deer here in the afternoon, headed towards dark, an hour before dark hours. So really basing, this is in a really good spot, this food plot. I didn't personally put this here, but this is just thankfully in a really good spot, because we have bedding over here. They come from bedding to staging area right here, and then they go out another 50 to 75 yards out to their destination food source, which is the agricultural field. So always basing your hunt off of where the food is at. So put a stand up on this bedding area right here, and then if that bedding area is really, really far away from this food plot, I would have a stand up in that bedding area, and then in between the bedding area and this food plot, I'd put a mock scrape stand. Then since this is a hunting plot and not a destination food plot, I would hunt this, because this is just a little pass-through plot, staging area plot, and then I would hunt this, and then they go to the agricultural field. And I don't want to hunt that agricultural field because I have a really high probability of spooking deer, especially exiting that stand. So in here, I can get in here pretty well. I can get to those bedding areas pretty well. I can get into a mock scrape stand if I had one. And I could get into here pretty well, but I could not get into there, because they're going to come from there over here. And I've seen this multiple times. I actually have hunted this field before and just see them come in and go into that field. So, and when I hunt that field, it's usually during the rut. And once the deer are all out of it, I've even left early before, and I've left super late before. I'm just leaving as soon as I see all the deer exit the field, and then I can come back in. And especially where this isn't the primary place I hunt, but where I hunt back at my property, I have to go through fields to get to any of my stands because we're really into agricultural. There's a lot of ag land around. So right here it's different, but we can still access through that. We have to access through that agricultural field. So I hope that helps you if you're putting in micro food plots in really backwoods areas and secluded areas. And these are really good spots to attract deer and hunt them, but they will not keep the deer here after hours, which is really good if you're trying to hunt them. So putting these micro food plots out in just back in your woods and really secluded areas is a really good place to hunt a mature buck. That will attract them, not necessarily hold, but attract a mature buck, so that way you can shoot one this season.